Oh, sorry. Okay, so low inflation rate means is equals to low unemployment rate. So government want to reduce the unemployment rates. Unemployment rate means the government want to reduce majority of citizens in our country. Majority they don't have a proper job and they don't have a proper income also. Understand or not? So this government don't want that happen in that country. So their objective is low unemployment, low inflation rates and low unemployment rates. And they want to have a stable balance of payment. Stable balance of payment means it's like like a currency of the certain country. Balance of payment means like our country's own country's transaction, how much it's going, how much it's coming. Like we are since we are doing business internationally, so we have to spend our money to other country. Even if other country want to buy product from our country also, of course the money will come into our country, correct? Because we are receiving and we are giving the money because we are doing business internationally. So economy objective, the government want to stable the balance of payment. That means the government want to stable the transaction of the money going out and coming in of money of the country. I'm just telling you, for example, Malaysia. Just take Malaysia as an example. Understand or not? So these are the objective. This is why we have a government, because they will have their own objective. So government should know how to make how to stable the balance of payment and how to make the unemployment rates and inflation rates lower. Understand or not? Hello. If you don't understand, everyone just stop it. Yes, I just keep continue. If you don't understand, just let me know. Okay, can you all see inflation is basically the general increase in price of goods and services within a certain country. Okay, just now teacher said that low unemployment rate means it's like we don't have a proper job, so we don't have the income. Then if you imagine and see, let's say they simply add on the price of the goods and any services that you're going to buy, how are you going to survive? So inflation means they are increasing the price of the goods and services. So government want to make the rates lower. That's the objective of the government. Understand or not? That's why all the countries should have their own economy objective. Own economy objective. Economy objective means the government, how the government want to have this objective. They want to lower the inflation rates. You imagine and see, if they increase prices of all the products, goods and services that we are using every day in our daily life one, you imagine and see how we are going to able to pay. Even though few of them are working, but I don't think so. If they increase the prices, the living cost also will be high, right? So government want to make the inflation rates low. That's the first objective. Okay. And then yes, can you all see, for example, if the petrol price of the petroleum increase, of course people in many countries also they will have to experience that the higher prices. That means they have to pay higher for the petroleum. Understand or not? Okay.
What is petroleum?
Petrol lah. You fill into the cars, your transportations, petrol.
Oh, okay.
So that's one of the example. Just now teacher said that inflation means they increase the price of the goods and services. Even petroleum also is the goods that we are using in our everyday life, right? No petroleum, you can't even use your transportation. You can't even go out and go anywhere, correct or not? So it's one of the it's an important thing for the human being to live also. So you imagine and see, if they simply increase the price of the petroleum, yes, if we are working, yes, we manage to pay, but don't think so every time we manage to pay. So the living cost will be high. So Government want to reduce that, so that's why government want to lower the inflation rates. Inflation rates mean they don't want they keep on increase the price. And then what else? Low unemployment rates. Low unemployment rate means, yes, for example, the people, they want to work, but they cannot find a proper job. For example, no matter which background, some people, I think teacher also have seen many people in our countries, they are graduated from different background, like for example, they have graduated from a teacher background and they have graduated from engineering background, but they didn't get a proper job. Okay, so that means sometimes I can see that, so they don't get a proper job, even they cannot find a job because maybe they can't find any vacancies, or maybe it's because of the competition, right? Of course they will hire the person which is more compatible. They will be do the comparison, so of course they will hire the one more have the capability to do the work. So the government don't want this happen, so the government want to lower the unemployment rates. Unemployment rates means those who don't have the job. Understand or not? Okay, so
Yes.
I just touched the important one. Okay, economic growth. Of course, all the countries, okay, I'm taking Malaysia as an example. Economic growth. Okay, economic said to grow when the total level of output of goods and services in the country increase. Output means the quantity of the goods and services that we are producing in our own country is increased, means of course the economy, our economy growth also will be increasing, of course, because we are producing the goods, we are producing the services, even the population, the people also tend to buy the products, right? So our sales also increase, as well as our economic, the growth of the economy also will be increased. Understand or not? So every time, okay, you should understand gross domestic product. Gross domestic product means, for example, the certain, I mean, the few countries, the value of the product, sorry, the value of the product or any services they are produced in that company in 1 year, they call it as a gross domestic product. We call it as a GDP. GDP means gross domestic product. Gross domestic product means any value for the products, any goods or any services that we are produced in a country within 1 year. In a year, we call it as a gross domestic product. Okay, so as I said just now, the economic growth means we increase the level of quantity of goods and services, right? So, for example, if any countries, for example, Malaysia, if they're experiencing a good economic growth means the economy is getting growth and sales also getting high, so we are getting profit and everything. So our economy also getting better, so of course the standard living of population also will be increased in the country, in the same country lah. For example, Malaysia, when we are experiencing good economic growth, mean of course the standard living of people also will be increased. We call it as an economic growth. Okay. Okay. When the GDP, as I said just now, GDP is like any country that they are producing goods and services, the value of that within the 1 year. Okay, let's say if the GDP is fall, if the gross domestic product, gross domestic product is falling, what will happen to our country? Okay, if the gross domestic product is increased, mean teachers say the value of the goods and services is keep on increasing, means of course majority will get the work to do, correct or not? So we will have a good standard of living. Let's say the GDP is falling. The GDP is fall means the rate is in decrease, means what will happen? Of course, majority will lose their jobs. Understand or not? Because if they afford to buy the product in a 1 year, we call it as a gross domestic product. If the gross domestic product is falling, means the graph, it should be have the graph. If the graph is drop, means of course most of the people will become poorer, because we will be lost our jobs. This is what will happen in countries, not only in Malaysia, even other country also will be happening the same thing. And then what does mean by exports? We have exports and imports. Export means we are selling from our country to another country. It's going out. Understand or not?
Understand.
Export means we are selling our, okay, for example, Malaysia selling goods and services to China. Understand? So what we are get back from them, we are getting their currency money to our country, correct? Means this export will bring money, their foreign currency into our country, because we are selling our product to them. So of course we will receive their money to our country, correct? We call it as export. But what does mean by imports? Import means from other country, you will be receiving product from other country. Understand or not? That means your money will be going out. Try to differentiate. Export means you are selling the product to other countries, so their money you can bring back to our country. Means you will be dealing with the foreign currency. But import means, okay, import means you are buying the goods and services from other countries. Understand or not? Understand or not? So balance of payment, yes, balance of payment teacher said is the transaction, we have to make it stable, all the payments. So that means the balance of payment is like differences, how the countries exports money and imports money are balanced. We call it as balance of payment, because we are dealing with the foreign currency also. So we have to make it balance between the countries exports and also countries imports. Sorry, my connection is unstable. Can you all hear me?
Can.
Is Damien in the call? Damien, can you hear?
Yes.
Understand or not?
Understand.
Okay, wait. Okay, what does mean by exchange rate? That means currency, the value of the currency. Like our country's currency also going out, and other people's, foreign currency also we are receiving. Okay or not? So we call it as an exchange rate. Okay. Just try to understand the meaning of the exchange rate first for this. And then this one is the example of situation. No need. Okay, computation. Okay, give me 2 minutes. I will start back after 2 minutes. I have to take my water bottle.
Can.
We have 6 more slides, and then I give you time to do the worksheet also. Okay, computation of exchange rates. Okay, for example, if you are doing the Genu and Damien, can you listen? Genu and Damien, can you listen?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, for example, computation of exchange rates, what will happen? But don't think, okay, for example, Malaysia countries 4 ringgit. 4 ringgit is not equal to 4 ringgit for foreign country. Okay, for example, maybe I can take, can you see the symbol here? We call it as a dollar. Okay, dollar. If RM, of course, we know it is ringgit Malaysia, right? Correct or not? It's ringgit Malaysia, but this one is $1. So $1 is equals to,
4 ringgit.
yes, 4 ringgit. So that means, okay, wait, this one is example. $1 is equals to 4 ringgit. This one, don't get confused. We call it as a dollar because we are dealing now with the foreign countries also. Okay, then, okay, for example, should you sell exports good priced at $100, your Malaysian customer would need to pay 400 in their local currency. Should you buy import goods from Malaysia worth 400, you will be paying also $100. Okay, for example, if you want to sell, okay, you want to sell, just now teacher said when foreign country is $1 means our country is 4 ringgit because it's 4 times bigger in our Malaysia currency, correct or not? Let's say if you want to export something, export mean teacher says you are selling, right? You are selling. For example, the foreign country, they want to sell to your country. They want to sell something, any goods. It's about, if in their currency is $100, but how much you need to pay to that country? $1 is 4
400.
ringgit. Yes. So let's say if they are exporting the goods, exporting teachers it, they are selling to us. Correct? they are selling to us, so we are buying. For example, $100 mean, of course, as a Malaysia customer, we need to pay them 400 in return. Correct? Correct or not?
Yeah.
Okay. For example, import. Import mean what? We are selling means they are getting the things from Malaysia. Okay, they are getting the things from the Malaysia. That means our product is 400 means how much they have to pay to us?
$100.
Yes, $100. This is the changes happen when you are doing business internationally. Their currency and our currency are not same. Sometimes, for example, compared to Malaysia to Singapore, majority of people, they are working in Singapore, right? Okay, for example, if their monthly salary, for example, is 3,000, when they are bringing back to Malaysia, what is the amount? Who knows? Any idea? For example, teacher go to Singapore and I'm working there. So my monthly salary there is 3,000 in Singapore currency. When I bring the money Singapore to Malaysia, it will become 3 times bigger. The 3,000, when I bring that money to Malaysia, it will become 9,000. Understand or not? That's why majority of the people, they are going to Singapore and they are, they are survived there, because even though they are working in a Singapore, few of them are still stay in Johor, so still stay in Malaysia. So they are bring back their, they are bringing back their salary. So it's 3 times bigger than the Singapore currency. Understand or not? It's worth. So because even the standard living in they're also high, so they manage to survive. Understand or not? That's the differences in between the currency. Understand or not?
Understand.
Okay, so we still have less than 10 minutes. Okay, it's the same thing they are explaining. For example, if we have any down economic growth falling down, so of course we will be having the new rates. For example, $1 we have to reduce, which is 3 ringgit Malaysia. So it's a quite what we call it's no profits we will be gaining because of the depreciation. Depreciation means when the economic growth is fall down. So these things is used to happen, even not only in Malaysia, even other countries also it's used to happen. Understand or not? So it's the same concept. When they are export, yes, when they are export, when they are selling the price, when they are selling the goods for $100 in their currency, we need to pay back them $300. Okay, this one is that just now is the depreciations, is the exports one. How when we are receiving, when they are export their goods to our countries, it's the same thing. When they are when they are buying from our money also, it's the simple calculation. Can you all see here? It's like, for example, $1 for ringgit means if it's go down lah, if the economy fall down lah. So even few of the situation you can save the money. Few of the situations it's like you have to pay more. There are few calculation here. $1 is equals to, but it's okay. The calculation is not important. I won't even ask also. It's a economic calculation. Okay, so conclusion is this is the MADE. This made is very important. Not made by China or Malaysia, not that made. Importers benefits from appreciation, depreciation, and exports and imports. So just remember these keywords, MADE. So you can recall back what is exports, imports. Appreciation means, like teacher said, is economy growing up. Depreciation means it's a falling down. So you should
Picture
remember
that
this.
will-
Wait, ah. Okay, can you hear me now?
and
Okay, teacher say just remember this. Mate mean what is imports, what is exports. Appreciation and depreciation means when the economy to growing, when your economic growth go up, when your economic growth falling down. Understand or not? So just remember this. What is M, what is A, what is D, and what is E. Understand?
understand.
Okay, so I've stopped sharing now.